So, I think I'm owing everybody kind of an explanation how development has gone recently. This is the first video on this channel, and I just want to give a quick update about how things are going. During the time I will be talking, I will just fly around in a normal Minecraft world, just so you can get an idea of how things are looking at the moment. But I think I owe everybody kind of an explanation of how things are going right now. I'm trying to put out a devlog every month, but recently it's really only been worth to write one every second month because development has just kind of been slowing down recently. And that's the first part that I want to talk about, which is how development is going at the moment, which is sort of related to my academic life as a student slash high schooler. I just want to talk about how that will progress in the future. So I've been thinking, and at the moment I'm in the process of graduating, which makes me a lot more busy and leads to me not having as much time to spend on shaded development. At the same time, shaded development is one of my only income sources for when I will be studying. So I am trying to strike a balance between development and focusing on school and everything else. And so I've recently stripped away a lot of features from this shader pack because I'm considering to rewrite it as a whole, but abstracting it enough so I can reuse most parts of the shader pack. This includes global illumination and voxelization. As you can see here, the ambient light now is a lot more simple. It's just a constant color for now that kind of depends on the sun elevation. But the only thing that voxelization now is getting used for is the reflections, as you can see. And that mostly works fine, but I'm currently only doing full block voxelization, so things like grass or anything that's not a full block isn't getting read properly. It's not getting intersected properly, and thus leads to some weird kind of things happening when being used for global illumination. And I've generally just stripped away some parts of the shader pack that I found either weren't up to my standards or were just too early, implemented too early to be justified. This includes bloom as well. I did a really shitty bloom implementation, and overall this shader pack is just kind of unstable in its current form, because I started working on it at a time as a developer where I didn't really know what I was doing. I just got into game development or shader development, and we're at the same time also working on my BSL edit called Lux, which now has gained quite a bit of popularity, which in comparison looks like this. And this shader pack just was a lot less complex from a development perspective, and then I was trying to take a deep dive into path tracing and all the other more complex topics of graphics development. Yeah, so that's one thing that has been holding, keeping the shader from progressing a lot recently, so my academic life. And then there's also the part of the story that this shader pack is really also a research project. It involves a lot of computer graphics research in the areas of subsurface scattering and material rendering. And I've been focusing on that as well, because I want to give something back to the community in the form of maybe some new advancements in the field of computer graphics research. And I've been building this shader pack with that thought in mind. So in the code of the shader pack, I have an entire directory related only to the research part of this project, called scripts, which is everything that's related to my research work, and all the files necessary for that. So you might find some things in this shader pack looking a bit new, or maybe you're not used to certain effects looking a certain way. Subsurface is one of them, or might be one of them, and yeah, just the research in this project as well has been taking a lot of my time. And I'm also kind of conflicted at the moment about how finished I want the shader pack to be at the time of release, how artifact free it should be, etc. So I don't scare people away with an unfinished product, but also don't take ages for releasing a product in the first place. So overall, the biggest features missing now are global illumination, some form of clouds, TAA, and light post-processing. That's ultimately what is the most apparent at the moment when it comes to what's missing. There's also a complete lack of volumetrics at the moment, in the sense that like the water is not volumetric at the moment. The only thing volumetric, like truly volumetric, is the atmosphere at the moment. That's the only thing that is really truly volumetric at the moment, and everything else kind of uses a very basic way of handling volumes. Subsurface, I'm not counting subsurface into this. But yes, that is basically the state of things currently, so that's the main features that I need to work on until release, or until I feel comfortable with a release. And that means that I have to rewrite my voxelization algorithm, because the voxelization algorithm I used previously and I'm still using now for the reflections is very unstable. Again, does only full block intersections, and is also not compatible with newer versions of Minecraft. Performance is not really that much of a concern to me, because I've optimized everything within the shader pack quite well for what it's doing. It's pretty decent. So I'm not too worried about that. It's just that this requires a lot of thought put into it that I didn't put in at the time of first working on the shader pack. So I will probably be abstracting the shader and rewriting its general structure, because I'm currently kind of having an issue with the amount of buffer space that is available to me, and just how efficient the shader pack passes data from one program to another. That's kind of one of the biggest issues at the moment, and after that I will be pretty much ready to go. And that's kind of everything that I wanted to talk about, just so everybody kind of gets an idea of how the development process is currently looking like. Yeah, I just really hope that people are sticking around to see the final product, because I put years of my life into this. As a solo developer, taking on a feat like this is quite a lot, especially still being in school. But I just really hope that people will show interest in the long run. In the future on this channel, I will be maybe doing more devlog streams like I did once before, but I have some exciting things on the way as well when it comes to educational content, and also just content that kind of goes hand in hand with the research I'm doing, so everybody can kind of see what I do, apart from just what you can see visually at the end, just kind of the advancements that I'm trying to make in computer graphics. And I'm just really excited to just show people what I'm doing with research. So I'm really looking forward to that. But until then, I'll just keep working on the shader pack, doing my research, doing my homework, and I'll see you next time.